Hello snakes, my name is Dante, and today it's Podcast Tuesday once again, and it's New Year's Eve, meaning that we're really close to 2020 now, and since I'm in Hungary, this podcast will have to be recorded and not live, but yeah, so it's 5 p.m. in Hungary, and yeah. And 7 more hours till the new year. Yep, that's right. Some of you might be in the new year already, but yeah. That's it, we're really close to that 2020, to the new decade. And so this podcast is the best card from the 10 most recent core sets from worst to best. So yeah, so it's the core sets from 10th edition up until M20, and the best card from each of those, and then arrange them from worst to best. So let's start off with number 10. And we got Time Stop. Time Stop is a really good card. It's 6 mana, instant, end the turn. Yes, literally, it just ends the turn for 6 mana at instant speed. So you could do this to just end someone else's turn on the stop, or just right there, like they do something, they combo, and like if they combo, then you could go like end the turn, and then they just can't do the combo because the turn has ended, and then just it's out all the spells and abilities on a stack, and damage wears off. Yeah, you know how a turn ends if there's something that ends a turn, like Time Stop, or Days Undoing, or Sundial of the Infinite. Time Stop is like literally the only one that can literally just stop an opponent's turn, like literally end an opponent's turn. Well, because the thing is that Days Undoing just ends your own turn, and Sundial of the Infinite can end a turn, but it can only end your own turn. Time Stop is good because it can end someone else's turn. Yeah. It's really good, but it's only number 10 out of those. It's just the worst of the best. Let's get to card 9. And we got Leyline of Sanctity. Leyline of Sanctity is a 4 mana enchantment. Well, if you have it in opening hand, you get to begin with it on the battlefield, so you rarely even pay that mana cost. And you have hexproof, which is good because it just stops the majority of the bolts. It just literally just kills any burn deck, and it really is very effective. The Leyline of Sanctity, yeah, not the best Leyline, because there is this other Leyline which is actually better than Leyline of Sanctity. But Leyline of Sanctity is the best card in M11. Well, actually it's Leyline of the Void, but the thing is that since Leyline of the Void is also an M20, we're not going to include the same card twice in the podcast. So, yeah. So M20 decided to put Leyline of the Void as best card of M20 and not of M11. But you know what I mean. It's that the Leylines are just way too broken. Like, look at this. This just prevents bolts, practically saying. It just prevents bolts. To number 8. It's Leyline of the Void. That's what I was talking about earlier. Leyline of the Void. It's the best card in M20 and ranked number 8 in this list. So 4 mana enchantment, but if it's in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield. Like all Leylines, this can be brought in for free. And it has a rest in peace like effect, but only for the opponent. So it's like the card we put into an opponent's graveyard for anywhere, it's died instead. So it is in most cases scenario just better than rest in peace. But the thing is that rest in peace is always 2 mana, affects everyone, and directly exhausts the graveyard as soon as it enters. But Leyline of the Void sometimes doesn't even need to exhaust the graveyard as it enters the battlefield. Just if it just enters the battlefield on turn 0, then there's nothing to exhaust. You can just directly eliminate the opponent's graveyard, but only the opponents. It doesn't affect you. That's why the graveyard decks actually play Leyline of the Void in sideboard. Yeah, it's such a good card, that Leyline. Yeah, so it got ranked best in M20 and ranked number 8 in the best of the best. Yeah. Number 7. Are you excited for the new 2020 that's going to happen in a few hours? Well, I am. I hope it's going to get better than 2019, 2020. The thing is that we got a long year ahead of us because it's a leap year. 2020 will be a leap year, meaning we'll have extra day as well, which is cool. So that's 1 extra day to enjoy the new 2020 that's going to come. But what's important is number 7 spot, Jace, Memory Adept, 5 mana, 4 loyalty, legendary planeswalker, Jace, +1. Draw card, side player mills 1. 0. Glimpse the Unthinkable. -7. Any number of players each draw 20 cards. So you could do it yourself. So you draw 20. You could also do an opponent to deck them out as well, which is very likely if you're using his +1s and 0s abilities. That's going to mill the opponent's graveyard. Because 0 is just a direct glimpse the unthinkable, and +1 is just draw a card and make an opponent mill 1. It's like Fort Scour, but weaker, I guess. Jace Memory Adept is just really good. It's being played in Pioneer right now in the mono blue devotion decks. It's also a really good card for Commander. This is just standard, modern, but mainly modern. Pioneer as well plays it. Modern. And this is just Commander playable. Well, this is Pioneer and Commander playable. It's really good. Seriously, it's a really good card. So it's like Glimpse the Unthinkable on a stick. Like Pioneer just sits activations of the 0 ability, or even less, like 5 activations or 4 activations even of the 0 ability. Could just deck out the opponent. Yeah. And a +1 can also contribute as well. -7, you could just strike the opponent when they're just running out of cards as well. Or just get yourself a lot of cards. In Commander, it's just 10 strikes. And you got multiple opponents to deal with. But still, you're going to survive that long. And Jason will probably survive that long as well. If they're just fighting between each other, and you got defenses to defend Jace, still, it's a really good card. Number 6. There we go. And it's Nicol Bolas Planeswalker. Well, M13 was actually the first ever core set to actually feature 6 Planeswalkers because core sets usually just have 5 Planeswalkers, 1 for each color. Yeah, and Nicol Bolas Planeswalker was first printed in M13 and it's just really powerful and yeah, it can get really powerful. That when it's, you know how most Planeswalkers in the core sets are actually monocolor. Well, Nicol Bolas was also the first multicolor Planeswalker in a core set. The thing is that most decks, well, most core sets just have like 5. Well, this one just, well, M13 has 6 because of Nicol Bolas Planeswalker. M15 also had 6 because of Garruk. Well, there's a 7th one, which was for the Challenger Garruk, which was the giant version of Garruk, and Magic Origins, well, it had Planeswalkers, but that was out. That was a different way. It just had the 5 younger version of the Planeswalkers, just have, and like, which then transform into Planeswalkers, and they were legendary creatures. And M19 had 10 Planeswalkers. That was 5 in main and 5 in the Planeswalker decks. And there's an 11th one, which was a flip Nicol Bolas, which was another creature, Nicol Bolas, which then just transforms into the Planeswalker. Let's just review this card. 4 blue, double black, red, 5 loyalty, legendary Planeswalker, Bolas. Yes, it's just a commander playable card. It's really good. It's +3. Destroy type non-creature permanent. Wait, what? +3 and destroys a non-creature permanent? Wow, that's just land destruction, enchantment, artifact, a lot of destruction. -2, gain control of target creature. Indefinitely, yeah. Which is good, which means you just take it forever. And it's really good as a -2 ability. +3 ability is also good. -9. Deals 7 damage to our player. Then they discard 7 cards and sacrifice 7 permanents. I like how it's making a reference to the original Elder Dragons, which were 7/7s. And also, and yeah, Nicol Bolas just goes like, deals 7 damage to a player. So that refers to that. To the Elder Dragon power. Discard 7 cards. The discard is making reference to Nicol Bolas' original ability. And yeah, well, Nicol Bolas just makes an opponent discard their whole hand when Nicol Bolas just hits that player. And yeah, it's really good. And then sacrifices 7 permanents. Well, yeah, then it really is a good card. Yeah. I know how, I saw there's the Ugin from Fate Reforged. His ultimate was literally Nicol Bolas' ultimate ability reversed. Because it says like, you gain 7 life, then draw 7 cards, and then put down 7 permanents from hand onto battlefield. Number 5, let's go. and it's Soren Markov. Yep, it's really good. It's 6 mana, 4 loyalty, legendary planeswalker Soren. +2. Half of a War Leader's Helix. Yes, literally, it's half of War Leader's Helix. Because it deals 2 damage to any target and you gain 2 life. War Leader's Helix just deals 4 damage to any target and you gain 4 life. So its +2 is just half of the War Leader's Helix on a stick. Or just 2/3 of Lightning Helix. Or, yeah, just Lightning Helix, yeah. -3. Magister's Finsis effect. Well, yeah, just target opponent's life total becomes 10. Which is just really good. Meaning when you do -3 then you just need 5 more activations of the +2 ability to kill him. It's just played in Commander, but it's really good as well. -7, Mindslaver an opponent. For 1 turn, yeah. And it's just really good. Soren Markov. It's just a really, really good card. Really annoying as well, with the -3 and -7 abilities, and just +2 abilities just killing the creatures and gaining life, dealing damage to players. But yeah, you know that card, but either way, it's just really good. Number 4, let's go! And we got Jace Beleren. Jace Beleren is just the original Planeswalker. It was also a reprint in M10, making it the best card in M10. Yeah, Soren Markov is the best in M12. But like, Jace Beleren is just the best in M10, and he was the original Planeswalker. He was part of the original 5 Planeswalkers, the first ever Planeswalkers that were made which were printed in Lorwyn as rare cards only, because Mythic did not exist yet, and then M10 just reprinted them with their as Mythic rare cards. Then they just got reprinted in M11. So wait, M11? Yeah, M11. And yeah, Jace Beleren is just 3 mana, 3 loyalty, legendary planeswalker Jace. He was also featured in the first ever Spellbook series. Yeah, +2. Each player drops a card. -1. Target player drops a card. It's quite selfish, but you rarely even need to do that effect. It's only really played in Commander. It's known as Party Jace. It can just stop some opponents from attacking you for just a while. -10, target player mills 20. Wow. And that's just really good because the mill 20 effect can be really significant, and it can accelerate really quickly in loyalty because +2, +2, +2. Instead of just how usually Planeswalkers just going +1, the +2 Planeswalkers just accelerate really quickly. This, like for example, this is just a +1 Planeswalker. This is just +3, which accelerates really quickly. So +2, +2, and yeah, you get what I mean. The fastest accelerating Planeswalker is Karn, which is +4, but you rarely even need to do the ultimate. You only do that in Commander and in critical situations in Modern. But you rarely even need to -14 Karn. You just charge up to +4, so then you could just use it on -3s. Yeah. It's just a really good card. To number 3. And we got Nexus of Fate. Yep. 7 mana, instant. Take answer turn after this one. It will be put into a graveyard for anywhere. Instead, reveal it and shuffle it back into the deck. It's just really good because it just take extra turns very easily. And it's an instant, so you could just jump in between other players if you're playing Commander. Or even just playing it with Wilderness Reclamation, where you could just end step, like when you untap, and sometimes you have multiple, then you could just put 2 triggers, untap, tap, response to the other trigger, then untap them again, and just do Nexus of Fate and some other stuff, and just it's played in the turbo fog decks, and it's just really, really powerful and really annoying. I really like that card. I like how turbo decks work. Just how they use the Wilderness Reclamation to easily cast Nexus of Fate and just get many extra turns. Yeah. So it's the best card in the M19, and it's a buy a box from as well. So it was really hard to obtain. Like, you had to buy a box to just get the card, and you couldn't get in the normal boosters because it's card 306 out of 280. You go like, wait, what? How is that possible? Look at this, 306 out of 280. Yeah. Like, Nexus of Fate is the 306th card of a 280 card set. Like this means it just can't be found in the boosters. Just because if anything just exceeds the set number, then it means you just can't get in the boosters. Unless if it's just a alternate art card in Throne of Eldraine and in Pharaohs Beyond Death, which will be coming soon. Let's get to card number 2. And we got Garruk, Apex Predator. It's 7 mana, 5 loyalty, legendary planeswalker, Garruk. +1, destroy another target planeswalker. Wow, that's actually really good. There's a +1 ability. +1, create a free beast with Death Touch. It's one of the best planeswalkers as well. And it's like, it's just really powerful. Like, how it can just take down any planeswalker with a +1 ability. Like, wow, Nicol Bolas could do the same on a +3 ability, but which is just much better than Garruk's ability. But the thing is that it has 4 abilities, which makes it really powerful. The best planeswalkers are the ones that have 4 abilities. Yeah. Like Garruk, Apex Predator, Jace the Mind Sculptor. Yeah. And some others. They're just really good. -3. Destroy target creature. You gain life equal to its toughness. -8. Target opponent gets an emblem with whenever a creature attacks you, gets +5/+5 and gains trample on turn after. Just played in Commander, but it's a really powerful card and a really fun card as well. You can get beasts out, destroy your opponent's planeswalkers, can also get destroy creatures and gain life for it. And the -8 can just make all the opponent can work like a overrun like effect, or like an overwhelming stampede or something. It can get really good as well. And I can just make opponents just start attacking another opponent, because if you just place the emblem on an opponent, then all the other opponents will just start attacking that player, I guess. Yeah. And because they'll get because their creatures will get boosted if they attack that player specifically. That's what I like about Garruk as well. It can make like a group hug effect, like, or just make all the opponents just gang up to beat down a single opponent, possibly the threat in this situation, and just it's his +1 abilities and -3 abilities are just really good. But it's not the best. We still got the best one there. And we got Jace Vin's Prodigy, which turns into Jace Telepath Unbound. Yep, it's really good because it just started to get to be used again because of the Pioneer format. Since it's in Pioneer, then many decks are just using it now because of the loot effect, and since the banning of faithless looting in Modern, there's just some decks out starting to play Jace Vin's Prodigy, but then it's just died like Assassin's Trophy. But then when Pioneer came out, decks just started using Assassin's Trophy once again. So yeah, Jace Vin's Prodigy is just 2 mana, he's dirty legendary human wizard, +1 loot. If you have 5 or more cards in your graveyard, exile him, then transform him. It just blink him and transform him. So he turns into 5 loyalty legendary planeswalker Jace. +1. Up to 1 target creature gets -2, -0 until your next turn. -3. One of your instant sorceries get flashback onto end of turn. Yeah. -9. You get an emblem with each of your spells get a built-in Mind Sculpt. No, Mind Sculpt. No, not Mind Sculpt. With a built-in tome something like. With a built-in tome scour. Yeah. It just says like when you cast a spell, target opponent mills 5. So all your spells just come in with a built-in tome scour, which is really cool because you just need to cast a few spells and then they just get milled out. And it's like Chandra Torch of Defiance's ultimate ability, which gives you an emblem whenever you cast a spell, it deals 5 damage to any target. So all your spells just come in with a built-in. What was it? What was it called again? Just a direct 5 damage? I don't know. I don't know. But what I know is that the -9 effect just makes all your spells come with a built-in tome scour, which is just really broken. Yeah. But what's also broken is his loot ability and his -3 ability as well. His flashbacking ability. It's like it's like Snapcaster Mage on a stick, or just mission briefing on a stick without the surveil. Well, yeah, just Snapcaster Mage on a stick without the 2/1 creature either. and without the flash part. Yeah. And yep, congratulations, you've reached the end of the podcast. So why don't you like and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow my Twitch channel as well. Share with friends. Stay tuned to my next video streams and podcast. Podcast will be live every Tuesday. So yeah, stay tuned to them. Watch my videos too. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And bye.